Okay, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Township for Tuesday, July 8th, and we will stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just standing.
Okay, we have the whole board present except for
No, we have to call the
Michelle
roll, I
Hilliard.
believe.
Roll call, please.
Trustees Walt Donnet,
Present.
Troy Fusana,
Present.
Jennifer Zorn,
Present.
and Trustee John West. Present.
Supervisor.
Supervisor, I'm sorry.
And we also have with us Tammy Kavanaugh from the
We
Assessor's
also
Office.
have Assessor Tammy Kavanaugh, Road Commissioner Chris Long, and we are being filmed by Audrey Carpet. And what else? Who do we have else? No one else.
That's it. That's all we have today. Okay, now moving on to approval of minutes. Before we do that, on page 2, there's an error under new business, number 10, in the intergovernmental agreement paragraph. That says 4,200, it should say
The comma's in the right place, there should be 3 zeros.
it's 42,000. And we can make that correction. And does anybody else have anything with the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes as amended of June 10th, 2025.
I'll second.
Okay, approved by Donnet, seconded by Zorn. Any discussion? If not, clerk call the roll.
Walter Donnet,
Yes.
Jennifer Zorn,
Yes.
Troy Fusana,
Yes.
John West.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, on to the supervisor's report for July. I included the bank statements. Our accounts increased because we got a disbursement from our big June disbursement from the county. General funds at $58,526. General assistance is at $11,593. Our township money market account is at $719,816 for a total in the town funds of $789,935. The road fund has $21,448, and their money market account is at $737,988 for a total of $759,439. June is a big disbursement month, and I believe either September's another one. We will get 8 disbursements throughout the year, but some of them are quite small. So, interest earned to date for the town funds, and this is the fiscal year, $2,391, and for the road funds, $5,864. I've also included the budget reports. You guys have those in your packets. Everything looks in line. I'm going to point out a couple of different items. Looking at the permanent road fund for wages and payroll, it looks like there's a big jump in June. And that was due to the transfer of $9,000 from the permanent road fund into the general fund. And on the back of that page, we have the general road fund. And in the administration and code enforcement column, about in the center of the page, for June, there's a $4,000 amount. two previous amounts are very small. One of those was an item that was purchased or paid for through the road fund, and the other one was $1,500. Part of that is $1,500 that got transferred into the general fund as well. That's why those look out of line. Everything else looks to be in good order. So, looks like we're doing fine on those accounts. We are going to keep these pages, but since we adopted the new amended budget, we're going to transfer these numbers over, so next time we meet, it'll be an up-to-date budget spreadsheet package. Moving on, we moved to 201 Houston Street, Suite 300. We had a completed walkthrough at our old Flynn location with BEI. There were a couple of small items that they were going to have to repair, that they were going to ding us on, and I haven't got back the total that they're going to return to us, but they are going to mail us a check when they come up with that, and it should be in the next week or two. Our internet was transferred. We found out that we did not have Metronet at the building, so we are temporarily on is it Vonage? Oh, it's Verizon Wi-Fi. Everything seems to be working. We're able to do everything that we need to do, but we're still in talks with Metronet. They have to string the fiber down about 5 telephone poles, and the city owns the poles, and there's a whole agreement that has to be made and looked at, and their contracting department is looking at that right now and trying to get something approved with the building owner and the city. So that's where we're at with that. We're still working on a few name and address changes. We did order some signage for the building. There's 2 signs on the building, one on the east side and one on the west side. We're going to have our signs up there, and then there's some hallway signage as well that's going to come in, and we used a Batavia firm. What was the name of that place? Aubrey Signs out in the industrial park, and they were real fair working with us. So we're still kind of getting used to the space and moving things around a little bit. Walt stopped in to take a look the other day. Everyone likes the space pretty much. We are doing a few things. We're putting a couple windows in a couple of the walls and trying to figure out how to control the temperature in here. It's hot in one area and cold in another, but we'll work that all through. It's been nice. I would like to know, I have a list of people that are going to the annual conference in November. I'm not sure. Everybody here has told me yes or no. I'm not sure about you. You said yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would like to make those reservations maybe tomorrow. Try to put in for the reservations in the rooms. So I have a pretty accurate list. And then, meeting location. Of course, we're at the Congregational Church tonight. We'll see how things go at the new office during the next month. We may have to meet somewhere else an additional time, and if we can't have enough space for a good-sized meeting, we may have to meet a lot of times somewhere else. But anyway, that's where we're at with that. Okay, now we're down to approval of bills to be paid in July. Oops. First, general fund. Okay, general fund bills to pay. The portion that is the assessor's fund is $32,542.88. The portion from the general fund is $54,839.77 for a total of $87,382.65. Entertain a motion for approval of payment.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Zorn, second by Donnet. Call the roll, please.
Zorn,
Yes.
Donnet,
Yes.
Troy Tusana,
Yes.
John West.
Yes.
Passed 4-0.
Okay, since we're here, can you sign those? Okay, moving on to the road fund bills. For the general fund, the amount is $1,060.49. The permanent fund, the permanent road fund, road and bridge, is $167,698.86. There's a big payment in there for Geneva Construction, and I believe that was for Nelson Lake Road,
Yep. Part of it.
part of it. Okay, so the grand total for July for the road fund bills is $168,759.35. Someone make a motion, please?
So moved.
I second.
Moved by Zorn, seconded by Tusana. Clerk call the roll.
Trustee Zorn,
Yes.
Tusana,
Yes.
Donnet,
Yes.
West.
Yes.
4-0.
All right, thank you. Assessors report, Tammy?
Yeah, so we did receive a final equalization factor of the 8.78%. So all assessments went up that amount. Notices went out July 1st. We were published in the Chronicle on July 3rd, and the deadline to file an assessment appeal at the county is August 4th. However, during this 30-day period, we asked people to call us first, and we're happy to review their property assessment. And we ask for 3 comparable properties within your neighborhood. There are details on our website, or feel free to call, and we'll walk you through it. That's about it. We're being bombarded with calls, as they could see, but it's actually going pretty smoothly. Most people are pretty understanding, and that's about it. So we had about 30 days, and then then we'll be in our appeal season. So does anyone have any questions?
It's pretty busy. They have to come by my desk to get to the printer to
Yeah.
get their materials, so it's picked up quite a bit. All right, thank you, Tammy.
Sure.
Thank you.
Move on to Chris now.
Well, we just started our second road project yesterday, so I think they got rained out this morning. Nelson Lake South will finish that up. We're going to slurry coat that, so they're patching it. And then they'll slurry at the end of the month. And Nelson Lake Road, we're basically done with our work on it. We're waiting for the paint striping company to come in and stripe it, which is a problem because the county gets them and then they won't let them leave for a day to paint us measly township people. But then they hold up the MFT money on the highway bill because it's not striped. So we're looking for other ways. But hopefully we'll get that paid. I feel bad. Geneva Construction came in, got the work done toot sweet. And here they are holding the bag because we can't get the county to sign off on it because it's not striped. That's about it. We do a lot of work with Blackberry Township. We're doing a lot of patching and fixing. We had about 2 weeks of crack filling in our township. We rented a machine, big machine, and shared it with Blackberry Township and Elgin Township. and that's the seal master bill. So we got a lot of work done. It was fast, so it was good. And we settled into summer work. Now you got vacations and everybody's got time off, so it slows down. That's about it.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Any trustees have any reports?
Nope.
The mental health board had reached out to me via email, setting up some time to get together and go through some stuff, and it was just before I was out, and I said, can we table this till I'm better? So I will meet with them, and because the next meeting's not till October, so
Right.
they wanted to meet with me prior to that, so.
All right, I'm gonna send them the minutes that we approved tonight that have the name changes in there for the people. They wanted the approved minutes, so they're approved now and I can send them along and everybody will be all official. All right, thank you. There's no public here, so there won't be any public participation. Old business, we already adopted the amended ordinance. New business, I've asked about the conference and I just wanted to reiterate again that I'm gonna try to put in, we're still in the early bird section for reservations and it's the lowest cost time frame right now to sign up for that.
Are we
And-
gonna have to change the meeting date in November?
We'll have to see how that goes.
'Cause
Is
the
it-
12th is a Tuesday.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't do it on Tuesday because you'll be in Springfield.
Right.
So
Yeah, well,
typically
we will
moved
have to change it. I don't know if we'll move it a day or we'll move it a week. We'll see. I'm still figuring out how all the bills will get put together and some of the stuff is very last minute. Very last minute. And, you know, I want to make sure it's done. I don't want to come back and then that night is the meeting and we get back at 5 and the meeting's at 7 and the paperwork's not there. So
Right.
that doesn't help everybody. But anyway. Okay, as far as the regular meeting, if anybody has anything else, great. Otherwise, we're going to adjourn to executive session.
Is there a motion?
Is there a motion to adjourn to executive
So
session?
move.
A second.
Okay. So-
Need to vote. Do you want to do it by voice vote or do you want to call it?
Let's call the roll.
Okay, so there's a motion to adjourn to executive session. Tusana,
Yes.
Zorn,
Yes.
Donnet,
Yes.
and
Okay.
Mr. West.
Yes.
Okay, so we are now adjourned to executive session.
Okay. Chris doesn't have to be here. Tammy does. And this part does not get taped.